Hello, hello. I'm a firm believer of shopping from your own wardrobe, but recently I've sold about 85% of the clothes that were hanging up in my wardrobe. And now I've got the exciting challenge of sourcing new clothes and going shopping.
A little different than all the rest. I'm quite old-fashioned, where I had sometimes played chess. And when I'm out, I'm looking for that.
I have had a great week, which I'll show you shortly, but now I find myself in my bedroom looking through my clothes and doing a bit of wardrobe planning. You may ask why I've been selling all my clothes. I've lost some weight, I've dropped a couple of dress sizes, and none of my clothes are fitting me. So now slowly I've got to replenish the things that I have sold, although I'm not sure whether my weight has settled yet. There may be another dress size to go, who knows? So I don't want to rush out and buy too much all in one go. If you follow my channel, you'll know that I really have a dislike of summer fashion. I can never find the clothes that I like. So I've just been limping on with a few summer clothes. And honestly, I don't want to wish my time away, and I really do enjoy embracing the seasons, but I'm quite looking forward to getting to autumn and some cooler weather. With regards to my wardrobe, I've been doing two things. I've been collating a list of wardrobe essentials because I think if I can get the foundations in place, all the exciting things can build on top of that. I'm a sucker for going into a shop and seeing something glamorous and dramatic and just buying that. Feel this time that I want to get my foundations in place first. And I've also been looking in my diary to see what things I've got coming up. I know I've got an event next month that I really do need to look good for. And so I've been trying to find something for that one event. Because I'm not sure where my size is going to settle, I don't want to go out and buy brand new straight away. And I know many of you encourage me to shop on Vinted, and I'm not the best vintage shopper, I have to say. I've bought a few things and had to send them back. Only the other day I had to send a dress back. It was described as very, very good, and it really wasn't. It was faded. The elastic was all stretchy. There was a hole in the back, and I had to send it back. I have to say the lady got quite stroppy with me and made me pay for the return postage. You win some, you lose some. Obviously sizing can be an issue. I've bought a couple of things where they just don't fit. They're either too big or too small. So anyway, I'm learning. I'm trying to get better at Vinted. I always like to be considered about what I buy in my wardrobe, and I find Vinted a bit sort of like you're scrolling through and it's like, oh, that's nice. And the temptation is just to buy it without thinking about it, and you don't really know how it's going to integrate into your wardrobe. So what I've been doing is I've been looking on Pinterest, pinning some nice styles for inspiration, and then I've been using Vinted to see if I can actually find anything that would help me create a similar style. There's two looks that I've been going for. There was a denim on denim look, which I've had on my pin board for months and months and months. So simple, just something suitable for the day, but I just thought it was very, very elegant and stylish. So that's the first one. I'd already bought a skirt from Levi the other week, and then I took to Vinted and I found this Jules denim top. Very nice condition, bit of frill around the trim there and on the sleeves, and I styled that up the other day when I went out and wore it with my denim skirt and leopard loafers, and it felt great, and I got so many compliments too. I'll flash a couple of pictures up here for you to look at that one. The other look, I'm going to another Ultimate Provence event in London next month, and it's a poolside party, so that sounds quite good. And I found this image of a florally skirt with just a little black jumper, which I thought was really, really lovely. And again, I've had a Vinted success. I found this skirt. Now for the pool party, I'm going to wear it with a Rixo frilly blouse, but then going into autumn, I will get a cashmere jumper to wear with this and some flat boots, and I think that that is going to look really nice. Let me try this on. I won't put the Rixo blouse on, I'll put the denim shirt on, so you can see them both together, which actually I think that's another nice autumn look. Flat boots, this with this, maybe a nice jacket over the top. So I can just imagine going for a countryside walk wearing that with a nice pub stop at the end. Let me try this on. I'll pop outside to show you and then you can see what you think. There we go. I don't have any boots at the moment, so I've just put some heels on. But really pleased with both of these purchases. In fact, I bought this skirt in a smaller size and it didn't do up at all. So I've gone for the bigger size. Lucky I found two on Vinted. The other one's gone back on Vinted. Hopefully someone will buy it. Even so, I am going to wear that a lot. I think I can see this with just a black jumper in the day, a bigger oversized jumper with some black boots. I can dress it up with heels. I've got my white frilly blouse to put on with it. This is just going to get so many outings. I really, really love it. And to be perfect for a poolside party. And then it's going to be perfect taking me through autumn and then into winter. Now that I've got these, I shall definitely be shopping my own wardrobe again. I love them both so much. Right, now back to my week. It was a great week. Let me show you. Hope you enjoy it. Mark and I have come to Norwich, which we haven't done for a while. I can't really do a lot because the chiropractor has told me not to do too much for a few days. So no gardening, no housework, no hoovering, which is housework, no packing away the mess from the DIY renovation the other week. And poor Mark, after that week of major renovation work and then going to work, you are exhausted, aren't you?
I'm a bit pooped, yeah.
So although he wants to get on with a bit more to Imogen's room, and we are so close to finishing Imogen's room now, aren't we?
We are.
He does want to do something, but I think today you just needed to
Just
not
can't
do
be bothered.
anything. He can't be bothered. He's tired. So we thought, we haven't done this for a while. Let's just go to Norwich and have a wander. We're just doing our normal, having a mooch. We've never been down this street before, which is Rigby's Court. And it's near St Giles, and we've had a blue plaque. So it says St Giles was the Harley Street of Norwich. Number 50 to 52 were occupied by physicians and surgeons during the 17th century. Rigby's Court is named in honour of Edward Rigby, physician and writer. There's another plaque here. Is that about Edward Rigby?
It is. Dr. Edward Rigby.
Mayor of Norwich in 1805, lived in this house. It was associated with the Norfolk and Norwich Hospital for 50 years from its foundation in 1771 and was responsible for introducing vaccination into the city. There we go. We just decided to go down here because we don't think we've ever gone down here before. So this is Willow Lane. There's lots of plaques, Mark. Named in the 17th century after the willow tree which used to grow on the south side. One of the mayor's duty was checking the willows. I love Norwich. What's this here? A solicitor's office.
That's quite a nice bit of architecture.
It's what?
That's quite a nice bit of architecture.
Lovely, isn't it? To join it. Yes.
Yeah.
Going down into Cow Yard, which I've never been into before. So that was Willow Lane. Not really much down there, but nice enough. And
Cow Yard.
Cow Yard there, and then Cow Hill. I don't think this is an area that I'm that familiar with. Oh, no, this it is.
You know where
Because
we are.
that's the bottom of Upper St Giles.
You're a fibber.
I'm not really quite sure how we came round that way. I'm confused. And another plaque. Holcombe House. The design has been attributed to Matthew Brettingham, 1699 to 1769. The house was owned by his brother Robert. In the early 19th century, it was the home of author, Norwich architect John Thomas Patience. Oh, so are we going up? Are we? Is it tea time already?
Well, is that where we're going?
I don't know, is it?
Yeah, if you want.
I can always have a cup of tea.
Right.
Our hill is where we walk up to Upper St Giles, but I don't normally come onto this side of the road. Let me just make that a bit bigger. There we go. Beautiful houses. And then onto Upper St Giles, where we normally have a cup of tea in bread sauce, which is where we're going now. And another plaque just sharing a bit of Norwich today, named from the 18th century pub, the Red Cow. It was unnamed on early maps and recorded as St Giles Hill in 1789 and remained cobbled until 1925. That was a nice refreshment break in the garden. Well, I say garden, it's a bit of a yard, but very nice nevertheless.
You don't want the one.
And now I think we're heading on to the Plantation Gardens. Norwich has two cathedrals. This is the smaller one, St John's Cathedral. When we first moved here, I thought that this was the cathedral. The cathedral, but
It's not the
one.
one of the cathedrals.
This is where we're heading, the Plantation Gardens. This is what I love these. You have these in Houghton Hall.
Big
We're
greenhouse.
going over
up
there.
there.
This is a nice greenhouse. Not a huge amount going on in it.
Sorry.
Not a huge amount going on in it. Lovely greenhouse though. This is what it looked like in 1897. It reminds me of a Cornish park.
Yes. Can't remember the name of it. The one that we go to.
The one in Penzance.
No, there's the one that Steve Box recommended.
Trabar.
Trabar, yeah.
Another photograph. This is what it looked like in the late 1800s. And look at that incredible farmhouse built by the Norwich company, Bolton and Paul. Is it Bolton? Bolton and Paul. Fortunately, it's no longer there. But apart from that, it really hasn't changed that much, has it? Even the bench that's there, although not the same bench, is still there. The borders are the same.
The whole place was made out of reclaim, wasn't it? I think?
Everything looks pretty similar to how it was in the 1800s. I have to try and find the story behind this, because I know that it was used out of lots of remnants. So everywhere you look, something to do with the brickworks, I think, but I can't quite remember, so we'll have to find out. See, another wall just with all odd bits. What's this one? Oh, that'd be a good one. You can take a picture of me in there. Those lilies are so tall. Way taller than me. Taller than you. There's a few tadpoles in there. Can you see those? This is a pretty bit of planting. So this did belong to the big house at one point,
Yes.
which is just there.
And this was a quarry.
was a quarry.
Yeah, salt quarry.
But we haven't, so he must have been the quarry owner, but we haven't quite worked out yet.
He had a lease for the quarry, and part of the deal of the lease was he had to spend no less than £2,000 building a big house.
Which was a lot of money then.
A terrace house would have been about £100 then.
That was lovely. Really, really enjoyed that. We just sat on a bench, putting the world to rights. And it was really nice, wasn't it, Mark?
It was.
And now Rowan has been watching the football in Norwich with a friend. The football match is now finished, so we're going off to find Rowan so we can take her home. Rowan and I are heading to Bedfordshire. Now that Mark's mum has sold her house, we need to get her ready and she needs lots of help. You'll see in the boot that I've got lots of packing material. We're going down today to sort out what she's keeping, what just needs to be donated to charity, and what needs to go to the skip. We're hoping to bring a few of her breakables back because rather than it being a rush at the last minute, we thought that if we brought some of her breakables and treasured possessions home and kept them safe, that would help to keep her a little less stressed because she is finding the moving process quite stressful, but who wouldn't at 86? Good morning. I think the last time I saw you, I was heading down to my mother-in-law's. Didn't get to film anything there. It was a really, really busy day and I got all the paperwork sorted and delivered to the solicitor. So that was a job well done. We're starting packing her up in little bits. I am heading out today to the Painted Barn because the Painted Barn have just opened a new barn shop. They used to have a little shop at the end of the restaurant, but now they've just had a purpose-built barn and it is huge. And the exciting news is I have been taking stock over for a few weeks now and my antique stock is actually available to buy in the Painted Barn. I haven't seen it all set out. I just dropped the stuff off and then Julie, the owner, has styled it all. So that's where I'm heading today. I was spraying on my Penhaligon's Cousin Flora this morning and look how low that is. I've had this now for quite a few years. I can't remember where I got this one from, but oh my goodness, what am I going to do when it runs out? One of my all-time favourite perfumes, Cousin Flora, and it's no longer available. Most of my perfumes are now getting really low. I know someone said the other week that I was always flaunting luxury perfumes, and I do love luxury perfumes, but they've normally come at a special occasion. So for my 50th birthday, or a family have grouped together to buy me something for Christmas or something. So it's not something I just go out all the time and buy, but all of them are getting dangerously low now. I'm heading out to meet my friend Jo at the Painted Barn. In fact, I'm going to pick her up. If you wonder why I just went down, I took my heels off. I've put my vintage DMs on today, which is giving me a bit of extra height. What else can I tell you? I've got to go to the opticians on the way to see about my contact lenses, and I've got to drop a parcel off at the post office. So busy, busy, busy. Always lovely. Behind me is a fresh bed. It is Fresh Bed Friday. Right, off we go. Let's see where the day takes us. I've done my errands, so now let's get back on the road. Jo lives just outside of Reefham. Here we are at the Painted Barn. This is the new shop, and there's going to be, well, there is already. So there's a studio there, and I think that's a reformer studio at the end, I think. Can't quite remember. And then that's the Painted Barn, which we're going to go into. And there's Jo, also looking lovely again today. Again, I think I said. Did I say again? That was very nice. Just tea and a slice of cake today, as it's Friday. Now we'll head over to the shop, but seem to have lost Jo. Oh, there she is. Here she is, walking down the catwalk, wearing another M&S top. Very nice, Jo. Right, into the shop we go. Wow, this is amazing. Look at the space. It's huge. Let's have a wander around. It's a mix of old and new, so all the antiques are ours, and then there's other new things as well. What an amazing space. Are you hiding, Jo? Oh no, we're here.
Where are you going?
I don't know. I was walking through to over there to see if I
okay.
could find a different car. What an amazing space. And we had a really nice lunch date together, didn't we?
Yes.
Need to take you home now to speak to
indeed.
decorators.
I know.
Right, I will catch up with you later. I did actually take some pictures of me walking out of the shop because I haven't showed you what I was wearing for ages. I'm actually wearing one of Rowan's shirts and my white linen trousers and the DM shoes which I showed you earlier. I should not be sitting here in Jo's bedroom looking at colours, but this is Jo's new sofa bed and all her paint colours, and we've been going over colour schemes for the house. Now you may see a similarity between what I have chosen as well, but these are potentially the colours that you're thinking of.
But not here, not for this.
No. So what have we got? This is Morris & Co, is that right?
Yeah.
Morris & Co Red House, which is that's a bit of an outlier at the moment,
Yeah,
isn't
but
it?
potential for the kitchen.
Olive fruit.
That's for this bedroom.
Chrysanthemum. I can't see a thing. Oh, and that's Trumpington. Trumpington
lounge.
makes an appearance in Jo's house too. Really lovely colours.
very different to what I thought I was going to go for.
And I think if we're going to meet up tonight, aren't we, in the pub? And I'm
Yeah.
going to bring my piece of fabric. And I think if we put
them
all
on
those
top.
down, they're going to go really, really well. Not that you're trying to match your house with my house, but we do have a very, very similar colour palette, but our houses look completely different. And I do apologise for my nails. What a state. Thankfully, I'm getting those done next week. What a fantastic afternoon. I really, really enjoyed that. The painted barn was beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and I'm so pleased to have some of my antique wares in there. They look perfect in there. I'm so pleased. And then I dropped Jo back home, and I was only intending just to drop her off, but she asked me for a cup of tea, so I was like, yeah, okay, quick cup of tea. And then we got the paint charts out, which never happier. Jo and I are never happier than when we've got the paint charts out. And she was really struggling to decide on colours, very much going down for sort of beiges and chocolates, but they just weren't sitting right. So then we walked around the house and we just looked at the things that she already has and loves. Beautiful stoneware, paintings, pictures, antique books. Started saying to her, look at the colours that are here, and suggesting maybe she introduced a sort of salmony pinky colour. Yes, I know, it's all very me. And I think I've said many times before, Jo and I do share a very, very similar colour palette. We just execute it in a very different way. I wouldn't necessarily have green, although there is a green that I am having in Star Corner. And then she really hadn't thought about pink at this moment in time. But Jo's house is an old building, but it's been done up by a developer, and the developer has put grey tiles and grey carpet. Now, Jo doesn't love those at all, but it's just very expensive to just go and replace them, and they are brand new. So she was trying to work with the grey, kept holding up all these greens, and they just weren't working. The grey is a very cool colour, and the greens were very autumnal. It just wasn't quite pulling together. Anyway, we looked at pink, salmony pink, and it looks fantastic. By the time I left, I think Jo has concluded she's trying to go for 3 or 4 colours for the whole of the house rather than doing different colours for every room. And I think that she has concluded on the colours. Now we're meeting up later on. We're going to the pub for a drink, and I've asked her to bring the colour swatches with her, and I'm going to bring mine because I've got a feeling when we put them together they're going to look very, very, very similar, which is fine. So I'm going to take my inspirational piece of fabric that comes with me and my colour swatches, and then we'll compare colours. But I know it will all look very, very different when we're finished. Mine is the more relaxed, sort of rustic version of Jo's more boutique hotel style. Both I think are nice. Jo's is far more polished, but I think that as a couple they're far more careful than we are with my family. I just couldn't live like Jo lives, because Jo keeps everything in its place, always tidies up, you know, the house is immaculate and everything is where it should be. If she lights a match, the match boxes go exactly back where they should be. Even when they had their fire in their last house, you know, there'd never be a matchbox, but oh my goodness, if anyone else lights a fire in our house, the matchbox just gets strewn anywhere and left, and it's different. We live in a very different way, and I'm very happy with how we live as a family, and I love visiting Jo because I think that her house is lovely as well. But it was a really lovely way to spend an afternoon, and it's always good to look at paint charts, and it's made me think again about Star Corner. Probably the sad thing is, I was saying, oh, look at Edward Bulmer red ochre, or look at Fareham or Portland or whatever, and I just seem to know far too many paint names and can be healthy. Anyway, I'm going home now, quickly grab a bite to eat because I feel quite hungry. freshen up, then heading out to the pub. I thought I'd gone, but I'm back, and I had to quickly pop into that little charity shop in Refurb that I popped into before and buy some sunglasses. It was so bright today, and I've misplaced my sunglasses, so I just popped in and picked up these. Not bad for a couple of pounds. And I've changed my lipstick today because I felt that with the blue and white, just a more pinky colour, a more pinky summer colour might look better. So today I have gone back to another one of my favourites, Trini London, Paris. It just feels not quite so heavy as the red that I normally go for. Anyway, on that note, that definitely is it. Owen is very kindly dropping us off at the pub, and hopefully Joe will bring us home. If not, it will be a very long walk. Here we are again. I think this is about the 4th time that we've been here in, what, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Such a lovely location though on a summer's day. It's nice that we can both have a drink today. Shall I just sit here on this comfy seat? So I take it this is where we're sitting?
Yeah.
We can sit. I'll have Rioja again, thank you. Joe and I are back to colours, and we've got our colours out. This is a bit ridiculous. These are my colours, so Trumpington and then these two. And then Joe's are Trumpington and these two. Look pretty similar, Joe.
Twins.
Not a lot in it. That was a really fun and varied week. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me, and I will see you again next Sunday. Bye for now.